Hi guys, how is it going? In the next 3 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do a setup for your cold email outreach campaigns from A to Z in under 3 minutes. And it's going to be super easy. So first, starting off, we're going to head over to the account section and focus on the emails. And for cold emails, because you're going to do a decent amount of volume, you want to do a bulk import, which means you're connecting multiple different accounts at the same time. Practically. Super easy to do. Just upload a CSV with the email, the name, and the passwords. And if you don't know how to do that, there's a simple guide that we've attached or a template that you can use to easily upload this. And once you have done that, everything shows up here in your account section. You can see the provider, the group that they're in, what campaigns that they're in, which should be 0 if you're starting off. And you should also be able to see the warm-up limits and the sending limits. So we keep the sending limits at 8 a day so we can guarantee maximum deliverability. So that I'll explain in this warm section. So if you click on analytics, be able to see the exact warm-up process, because warm-up, you have to warm up the accounts for about 2 to 3 weeks to make sure that they don't land inside spam and they're landing inside the main box. Super easy to set up on BrandJet. It turns on by default and happens for every cold email campaign. And once that's sorted, you basically want to go over and create your first campaign. Now you're only 3 steps away. So the first step, of course, is figuring out the leads, right? So you can, of course, import your own CSV list if you have them from elsewhere. You can use our own database to search for different kinds of leads, or if you've already created a lead list on our platform, just pick one from there. But in terms of CSV imports, so maybe you have like a bunch of random columns there that you will need as custom fields. That's perfectly possible. Just upload that there and it'll recognize those columns, and I'll talk about them in a bit. In this case, we'll just go with a previously selected lead list. I'm going to import them real quick. Once they're imported, you'll be able to see everything, the emails, what enrichments you have, all that context data over there. Then you go over to the account selection, and you'll also be able to see all the accounts you have connected. And if you have a ton of them, obviously, I recommend grouping them just so you're not confused which goes where. I'm just going to pick a random group, update the accounts. And once that's done, this is where the magic is actually going to start to happen. This is how you design and, make your entire sequence. So starting off, you're going to create, I'm going to go for a 3 send sequence, which is basically 3 separate emails in the same thread. Once you're doing that, there are 2 important things here. So one is a delay. So between the emails, you can set up a delay. By default, it is 1 between emails. The starting one is 0. And the other important thing to consider apart from delays is whether or not you want to send these emails as new emails or, again, send them inside the same thread. So if you click on any of these nodes here, you should be able to write, again, your subject, your copy line, and obviously A/B test, which is something I recommend, especially if you're doing campaigns at a high scale. Obviously, if you want to use the agent that we have, Artemis, that helps you draft these things, feel free to do that as well. And this is where the custom variable thing starts to get interesting. So if you did upload a CSV with your own custom variables, you should be able to see them in the custom variable dropdown over here. This gives you multiple different options, some that we automatically detect or others that you've automatically, imported yourself. All of that you can use here. So now let me go up and just delete this 3rd node real quick and set up this campaign, see what the launch looks like. Now, once you're ready to launch, you just have to quickly go ahead and, save your changes. And before you're even allowed to launch, the cool thing about BrandJet is you can see a pretty cool preview that essentially tells you if there is a certain bottleneck with your campaign. You see, in my case, obviously, because I picked a random group of emails, they're not enough for the volume that we want for this sort of campaign. And it's letting me know what the schedule is going to look like, how it's adjusted, and I don't have to worry about that at all. I can just go and launch my campaign and adjust it later. So that's a quick and simple setup for your email campaigns on BrandJet, and I hope you liked it.